Spoiler warning, leak warning, spoilers, leaks, the biggest leak, the biggest spoiler, not story spoilers, zero story spoilers, but the biggest functional leak for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know what else to say to warn you, but there you have it. This is going into mega uncharted territory and it will blow you away. Like I said, I promise to give no story spoilers whatsoever. This is just about the functionality and the overall structure of the game, and I think you will be absolutely mind blown if you want to hear it, but if you don't, I totally understand. Now, I also want to make very clear that I do not have the game, I have not played the game, I have not seen this for myself. I am merely reporting on a leak that was posted on the internet earlier today in multiple places. All right, with that out of the way, what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Freaking crazy, exciting stuff going on. As you know, the full game of Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom leaked this morning. On one hand, terrible, and I definitely don't want any story spoilers or any major character spoilers or really anything past, like, again, the structure and foundation, but I am gonna talk about something that is really, really insane and really huge, and it's something that I don't think anyone really expected or anyone really knew, so it's a very cool, very awesome feature per se that does dramatically shift the perception of this game. If you're somebody or if you know somebody who thought that, hey, Tears of the Kingdom kind of looks like Breath of the Wild 1.5, it kind of looks like DLC, maybe they just phoned it in and added this goofy building mechanic, they're reusing the same map, the same world, you know, it's really not going to be as monumentally different as we would hope for a brand new Zelda game. Throw in the discussion about are there dungeons, are there shrines, and we're definitely not touching on dungeons or shrines in this video whatsoever. But let me tell you that this leak today puts to rest any questions, concerns, topics, everything about the scope, scale, and actual legitimacy of Tears of the Kingdom as its own big Zelda game. Okay, so it's almost unbelievable, but again, this leak is pretty darn hard to fake, pretty darn hard to disprove. I'm not showing it here because that would be dangerous. I'm not going to link to it because that would be dangerous, but I am going to tell you about it, and I am going to reference it. Basically, you know that in Zelda Breath of the Wild, we had the large map of Hyrule, the biggest Zelda we've ever had, a humongous map, a humongous world. And then we go to Tears of the Kingdom, and we've talked all about the Sky Islands, and we know that Nintendo has shown off a secondary map that is above the ground level, and it's a map that, you know, includes all these different Sky Islands. Some are small, some are clustered, some are large. We've seen many different things take place in the Sky Islands, right? In the previews, we've seen all sorts of building, all sorts of puzzle solving. We've seen the big gotcha gumball machines. In the trailers, we've seen cutscenes. We've seen what appear to be boss battles. We've seen, you know, fighting alongside, working alongside, you know, future champions. We've seen a lot of use for the Sky Islands, and it's pretty clear that the Sky Islands are a very large part of the new content of the game. And that was one of the earliest things that Aonuma talked about, is that this game is going to the sky, this game is going to the air, this game, you know, involves flying, and that was going to sort of be the differentiator for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Well, what if there was something even bigger and even larger than the Sky Islands that helped make Tears of the Kingdom its own game? What if there was something that doubled the size of the game entirely from Breath of the Wild? Because according to today's leak, there is. Welcome to the depths. The depths is what the game seems to refer to the underground as, and we had sneaking suspicions of an underground based on some of the footage we've seen in trailers, based on some of the verbiage used about caves, based on some of the abilities that Link has, and just based on some of the story implications. We thought there could be an underground. I mean, Zelda's freaking fallen 500 stories. Where is she falling to? XY coordinates in the trailer, they all kind of hinted at this depths. Now, there's a lot to discuss of the depths, but at a baseline level, it seems like the depths map, are you ready for this? It seems like the depths map stretches the entire map of the above ground Hyrule. It seems like there is literally a second entire map and second entire world beneath the surface. And it seems like there are landmarks, towers, that sort of stuff beneath the surface that would indicate this is not just a sprawling play place, a giant sandbox for you to experiment. This is an entire second map on top of the already sort of pseudo-second map that the Sky Islands form above. So in totality, we will have 3 levels of Tears of the Kingdom. And while Breath of the Wild was a 1-level game, Tears of the Kingdom somehow is going to be about 2.5, because the Sky Islands definitely don't take up the entirety of the landmass, but it sure looks like the depths do. And the depths from here on out is what we will know the underground as. I mean, some people will still refer to it as underground, but it is looking to be the depths. And I will also let you know that there was a leak that basically showed that the footage we've seen is either very, very little or none of the actual depths. Maybe it's a smidgen of it, but you know, like I said, I'm not going to go into super detail here, but it looks like what we've seen in the trailers is barely scratching the surface and all early game, which is incredible. I mean, if you want to talk about going from a scenario where some stubborn fans were insisting this looked like DLC to a actuality, a reality, a release where this game has an entire other world beneath the world, an entire map, not a level, not a dungeon, not a segment, not a section, not a quest, not an intro, not an outro, not an other world, not a teleportation, an entire map beneath the surface. That is freaking insane. I can't even understand how they did it. I can't even understand how they were able to accomplish this. I'm so insanely curious to see the depth of the depths. Like, I want to see, are there shops down there? Are there characters down? Like, there has to be a ton down there for it to be not only a massive area to explore, but also to have landmark towers, things of that sort. That really does imply that it is not just like, hey, fall down a hole and go wander, you know, for a boring way to travel. I'm telling you that Nintendo and the Zelda team somehow took the map of Hyrule, modified it to fit this new Tears of the Kingdom timeline, because we know the map has significant changes. We know that there's significant topographical changes, and significant, like additions and subtractions, and things have definitely evolved, let's say, since Breath of the Wild. And we know the Skylands are promising it's, more than the Skyloft in Skyward Sword. It's a substantial part of the game, and there's a lot that you can do puzzle solving wise and just back and forth, very seamless and very nice. But we're talking about a seamless above ground, sky world, and depths. And I don't know what else to do except tell you my jaw is on the floor. Upon reading this leak, I am stunned. And I think that this is one of those things that is in no way spoiling, like, oh, what happens again in Link and Zelda. This is in no way spoiling, the cool final battle or the cool final mechanic or the cool final ability. It's merely just getting the crux of the game, the structure, the foundation that is, okay, there is no way this is DLC. Instead, it's about twice of what we thought it could be. And I can't even comprehend a game that is literally 2.5 times or more the size of Breath of the Wild. We're talking about a scope and scale that is unprecedented, with systems and mechanics and building ideas that also seem to be top in class. This could be the all game. This could be the ever game. And if you weren't already excited about Zelda, it's time to officially freak out. Like I said, the game's leaked, so please be careful of spoilers out there. I will make sure that there's no story spoilers in my videos so that none of that is going to be revealed to you and you won't accidentally stumble into something you don't want to. But if you've stayed through this video, if you're interested in finding out something more structural and foundational, this is freaking massive, this is freaking crazy, and I'm so freaking excited for Tears of the Kingdom. So definitely subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all that's happening with Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, pre-launch and post-launch. I got you 100% covered, and I think we're gonna do this game as much justice as we possibly can. It's gonna be hard given what we just found out about Tears of the Kingdom, but oh baby, I cannot wait. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What's your reaction? What's your anticipation now? Don't let anybody ever tell you this is DLC. And there still probably is going to be DLC on top of what already exists. Holy crap, Tears of the Kingdom, the depths are massive, and this game maybe knows no limits. So thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. SwitchForce, out.